you guys. I needed a little breathing, a little grounding. Really appreciate you. Okay, well, this next segment is actually something pretty exciting, something that I know we're all experiencing, the topic that we're going to be talking about right now. We're part of a world that's shifting and changing. Everything has been different for the last couple of years, and that's absolutely impacted the way that we approach everything, but especially our business. And like we've heard before, we have access to so many people through the internet. I don't know about you guys, but I use Zoom a little bit before the you-know-what. But now I'm on Zoom every day, all day long, and I get to come to you through LifeWave Connect through Zoom, which is so much fun. But what we're going to be talking about today is how do we evolve with the changes that are in our environment, and what does the future of our business look like? So our panel of guests today are all senior presidential directors, and they're going to share with you what they've done through this past couple of years, and as they look towards the future, to really ensure that they're taking advantage of this amazing business opportunity in our ever-changing world. So let's go ahead and welcome our new panel to the stage. Panel members, please join us. Big applause, everyone. There we go. All right. Well, you guys. Well, I think you guys have some fans. You guys are the best. You know what? I've been talking to people all day about how amazing our community is. Do you guys just feel the love right now? Do you guys feel that? We have such a special community. Oh my gosh. I love it. Well, we're going to start out this segment is pretty much like we did our last panel, where I share a little bit about each of our speakers, then I ask a specific question. So I think it's going to be really great. We're going to start here with TERESE Santos. Yeah, I know, we love TERESE. Now, TERESE is one of our senior presidential directors. She's part of our North American Field Advisory Council. But TERESE is no stranger to this type of business, this type of industry. Having been in Mary Kay, almost 30 years? Yeah? Almost 30 years, having won almost 20 pink Cadillacs through all her hard work. I know, it's impressive. Just a few. But, you know, she left that business and retired from that business and actually started her own $1 million mentorship practice. But she had some pretty incredible results after she was introduced to LifeWave products. And just last year, she said, you know what? I am doing LifeWave all the way. And she gave up that practice and went straight to SPD. I know. So it's pretty incredible. So when TERESE and I talk, we talk a lot about how she really takes advantage of some of the tools and resources that help her scale her business. And like we said, everything's changing and evolving right now. And so, TERESE, can you talk to us a little bit about how you're embracing those changes with the systems and the things that you do in your business to help people feel included?
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. Hello, virtual attendees. And wow, what a day. And so, before I answer your question, I would love to give everyone here just a little hope. You know, it's true, I was with a cosmetic company for 28 years. It's true, there were 18 earned pink Cadillacs. I resigned from that company over 12 years at this point and never saw myself going back into direct sales or network marketing. Definitely developed this beautiful, successful $1 million mentorship practice where I was really just coaching and helping other people to find inner peace and prosperity. But it was my own 10-year struggle with insomnia that got my attention when somebody mentioned the patches. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is because I am someone that started LifeWave with no team behind me. I came in and I sponsored one person. So no matter who you are, what you bring to the company as far as experience or no experience, every one of you can make something great out of this. Agreed? Now, as far as systems, here's what I know for sure. As far as messaging, my message, because we are absolutely an incredible, innovative, but yet ever needing to evolve company, and that also includes leaders and leadership. So the message that I am continuing to talk about is the 3 phases of this business. Understanding that phase 1, everyone, no matter what your level is, understanding that you might get through each phase a little quicker, but everyone still needs to get to each phase, get through each phase. Phase 1 is when you come in. Phase 1 is when you are open and you're willing to learn. Phase 1 is when you're literally, you're willing to be coached and you're willing to be mentored. Phase 1 is when you're asking for help. Phase 1 is when you're learning about how to streamline, how to use company tools. Phase 1 is where you learn, and now being able to use these incredible innovative tools that we just were given preview of. Phase 1 is when you don't quit. Phase 1 is when you commit. Here's why. Here's why. In phase 1 is where 90% of people quit. Don't quit. Phase 2. Phase 2, this is when you are figuring some things out. This is when you're understanding leverage. This is when you're understanding, use your leader's experience to leverage. Phase 2, this is when you're figuring some things out. Phase 2 is the only way you get to phase 3. And phase 3, you're gonna like this phase. Phase 3 is where 90% of the wealth is created. 90% of the wealth is created. Yes, there's going to be exceptional people that come in and make incredible, exceptional things happen. We are to be inspired by that because it's possible. But follow and understand, that no matter what David does with our technology, it's still a business with 3 phases. Then there's understanding. We all, we heard, the different concepts of income-generating activities, right? The modes of daily operations. But it really boils down to understanding the way the human brain works. I teach something called the rule of 5. Science has proven that the human brain goes into automatic unconscious overwhelm. When you put on paper, for those of you that like to create a list, this is my system, by the way. It's earned me millions of dollars practicing the rule of 5. Every night before I go to bed, I ask myself, I connect with, again, my purpose, the divine, understanding that every night before you go to bed, that's where the wisdom teacher really, really lives, in this beautiful, quiet space. Ask yourself, what are the 5 things I can do the next day that if I did those things, income-producing, income-generating, results-generating actions, 5 at a time. Anything over 5, unconsciously, you go into overwhelm. Rule of 5, 5 things done a day, let's do the math. That's 150 victories, 150 results every single month. Then there's the understanding that we have the tools. The secret is, the shortcut is, we've heard it. It's been a loud and clear message here. You've got to be willing to just plug into experience. I had a very smart daddy, and he would say to me, don't take advice. Don't take advice from anyone that hasn't already driven down the road or went to the destination. It's like, don't ask for directions for someone who hasn't already gone there. And so be really conscious. It is a system, because you got to protect the mindset. Don't be where I'm going with this is surround yourself with balcony people. There's balcony people, there's basement people. The balcony people, oh, you'll soon figure those out. They're the people that will edify you. You will feel encouraged. You will be inspired. You will feel more energy after spending time with them in person or on the phone. That is a part of a success system. Basement people, right? So, rule of 5. Understanding the 3 phases. Phase 1 is where 90% of people, yet in phase 3 is where 90% of your wealth is found. Surround yourself with balcony people. Don't take advice from anyone who hasn't gone and achieved in this industry. Trust your mentors, your coaches, your upline leaders who have already proven themselves with their results. And without a doubt, understanding that in the beginning, if you understand this, that in the beginning, of course it may feel as if you are working a lot harder than you are earning, but then it will turn. And you will earn far more than you actually ever work. Never give up in this industry, but most importantly, you yourself have the inner system to check in with yourself every day. Trust that intuition, that divine guided intuition. There are systems on the outside, and then there's the most powerful system, your own inner wisdom.
Thank you, Therese. That was really powerful. That was really powerful. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Well, MARCI is one of our other senior presidential directors here. Well, I'm not surprised, MARCI. You know, with over 26,000 people in your organization and doing over $1 million a month in sales, it makes sense that you have so many people that love you.
Thank you.
But MARCI, honestly, you have just been so inspiring. I love it. You are so inspiring. And the thing that I love about you and your team is that you have really taken a practical approach to what's happening in our world. You're leaning into systems and techniques that we know are proven to be successful, but you're leveraging the technology that helps you to reach more people. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, yes, I would love to. And, it all started 3 years ago, actually. And Peter No and I started this business together. And he said, MARCI, we are doing testimonial Zooms 5 days a week. They're going to be 30 minutes, and we're going to have stories, real people with real life experiences, and then we're going to share how the technology works. And I said, 5 days a week? You're crazy. I'm like, we'll have the same 20 people on. He goes, no, it's a different time. We're using Zoom, and everyone's in COVID. They're locked down. They need community. They're going to need us. And I said, okay, if you say so, we're doing it. And we did. And today, 3 years later, we have 150 people. We are leveraging with Zoom. That's the new technology. It's really changing lives. And I will tell you that today we have over 3,000 testimonials in libraries that are changing people's lives. And I'm really proud of that. Yeah. So Zoom is a new technology, but what's some of the older technologies that are just what professional network marketers do? Okay, you guys know, how many people have a list book in this audience? If you have a list book, raise your hand. Okay. Because network marketers, we are master list makers, and I can teach you how to make $1 million if you go to Staples and spend $5 on a book. Because what are you going to put in that book? A list. Who do you know? You look in your phone. Who do you know in your phone? Who do you know from Messenger? Who do you know from Facebook? Who do you know? Oh, you ready for this? Belly to belly. Do you remember how to do that still at Starbucks? Hi, my name's Marcy. What's your name? What do you do? We've forgotten. You know, that's kindergarten, right? And I always have a few patches with me, like Ron, and patch one and take the number. What do you do when you take the number? You make sure you take a picture of it. And where is it going to go at when you take the picture of it? In your list book, right? I know it's simple, but that's how we make our money, right? And so what do we do with that list? Okay, I think everyone's been talking about it. Ron talked about it. Gregory talked about it. It's the money-making activities. I call it the exposing gifting call, the follow-up call, and the closing call. What's the exposing gifting call? Hey, what's going on with you? I finally found something that helps me with, thank you, Bob Campbell. What do you know about stem cells? And then I'll do a quick 20-second testimonial about myself, and I'll share a link. And if they like what they see, what do? I send a gift because I got a gift. How many people in this room got a gift? A lot, right? We are a gifting business. We are a sample business. Ron was right about that. You know why we are? Because the patches work. Thank you, David. So yes, we are that kind of a business. And then the follow-up, remember when Connie said she left it on the drawer, in the drawer on the kitchen table, right? That's what happens. So what do you do on the follow-up? Did you get your patches? Did you put it on? I make them put it on when I'm on the phone with them. We have the experience together, right? And then I invite them to what? A Zoom, because Peter makes us do 5 of them a week. And then the closing call, what's the closing call? The closing call is, did you see the testimonial I sent you? Or did you go to the Zoom? Are we ready to take our order? Our X39 pack, and of course, an auto ship the following month to keep your stem cells activating. Auto ship is important. I'm a firm believer in sign up a pack and an auto ship because we must keep our businesses activating, and auto ship does that. So that's the close. So here's the deal. We figured all of that out, right? That's the traditional stuff. The problem was, guess what? A lot of us weren't doing the work. We were doing laundry instead. I'm one of them, right? And why? The work is easy. I told you what the work is, right? But it's so uncomfortable. Do you know how hard it is to pick up the phone? You know how heavy it is? Even for me, I'll be like, oh, I got those 5 people I need to connect with. And what do? I go do the laundry instead. So I was thinking, well, what's a way that we can make the uncomfortable comfortable? And anybody read Robert Kiyosaki, the cash flow quadrant? Remember how he always talks about working in the B quadrant, leverage? I was like, there has to be a way to do that. Why can't we be the B quadrant? We're network marketers. Aren't we supposed to be able to leverage a little bit of work with all of us to make a lot of money? That sounds good to me. And so that's what we started doing with Zoom, because we figured out how to do it with testimonials. Why can't we work that way? So what do? We go to the office 3 days a week for just an hour, 1 hour a day. But guess how many people come to the office and work with me now? 100. So how many hours are we leveraging for 1 hour on Monday? 100 hours. How many hours on Tuesday? 100 hours. How many hours on Wednesday? 100 hours. That's 300 hours of leverage. And what work are we doing? You ready? What do you think we do? We do the gifting call, the follow-up call, and the closing call. And we're converting because what? We're working, right? And the only thing I will say when we do this, the work and the training is different. When you work, you do the work. When you train to do the work. You cannot train and do the work at the same time. That's where we were messing up before. We were trying to do this, but we were training. And you know what? We'd rather talk about it than do it because the work is so what? Uncomfortable. So now we just mute ourselves on Zoom after we're trained and we pick up the phone. And I'm telling you, you do it. You get your little list and you pick up the phone. You know why? Because everybody else is doing it. And so you're like, okay, well, I might as well. Everybody else is doing it. And it's really been working. And so I will say this. We know traditional network marketing is you water 5 times with love and you close at 80%. When you water 1 to 4 times with love, you only close at 10%. So this system allows us to water and convert and close because we're doing the follow-up and the close. And I don't think we were doing that so much before. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, wow. Thank you so much, Marcy. I really love this innovative approach that you've taken to creating community. even with us all spread out in the world and being disconnected. So thank you for sharing that. I hope you guys can start to create your own little groups where you can come and work together. Such a great idea. Amazing. Well, our next speaker is Robin Blank Mascari. And yes, there's lots of love for Robin. We have some great leaders here. We really do, and some great teams. I love that they're sharing their love with you guys today. I know I tried to introduce you a little earlier today when I was introducing Gregory, so thanks for still coming on stage. I appreciate it. But, I don't know if everyone knows this about Robin, but she has an incredible background, an incredible skill set. Was actually part of launching the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, am I saying the title right? And was a trainer for years as well as part of the Covey Group, which is just amazing to me. Has been in network marketing for 20 years. In fact, if I remember right, you met Gregory at your first company or close to the first company. Yes, love that. But as many of you in this room know, Robin has a huge heart, and she absolutely approaches business utilizing those habits of highly effective people, as well as just love and compassion. So I think the question I have for you, Robin, really does center around something that you spent many years training on, and it's those habits. And as we look towards the future, we look towards change, which habit would you say is the most important for us to focus on to navigate some of those difficult challenges?
That's a huge question.
I know.
How many of you are fans of 7 Habits? Okay, in the home audience too, it's become the